Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just hit the link in the show description to support now.
The MCU is back on the big screen. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Cognitive Recalibration Podcast.
I didn't rate that, but...
Yeah, I thought I'd try something different, but...
Yeah.
Didn't work.
It's okay.
Didn't work.
You can fix it in post.
Yeah, I don't know if I will.
Yeah.
Just kind of came out that way.
It is what it is.
Hi,
It's
everyone.
a great way to start this podcast.
It is. I think we've already lost everyone.
We've lost everyone that tuned in.
Yeah, the only person that's going to listen to this is me, and that's during the edit, so it doesn't even count as a download.
Yeah, damn it.
Anyway.
And it's not... Yeah, I'm not listening to this. So.
Hi, everyone. As always, I'm your host, Shravan. You've come to the Cognitive Recalibration Podcast. I've got Taran sitting opposite me. You going to say hi? No?
I've already talked, so everyone knows I'm here.
Okay.
They don't need more input from me. Yeah.
Very rude. And we're going to be talking about Black Widow. So Black Widows are poisonous arachnids, and they have a skeleton outside their body, segmented body with 8 joint legs, and they have deadly poison that's said to be 15 times stronger than the rattlesnake venom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you decide you wanted to have a big post-production for this episode? you want to edit out a lot of your thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought,
Just before you start recording, you're like, I'm going to put in a lot of useless.
Because I usually go into backgrounds, so I thought I'd go into backgrounds about Black Widows.
Yeah.
Did you know that they're called Black Widows because after they mate, they eat the male, so they end up becoming widows?
Yeah, fair enough. Black Widows in Australia?
They are. So they are in any climates that are sort of warmer. So they're in Australia, South America.
People are always scared of Australia because they think there's spiders everywhere.
There isn't.
I haven't really seen that many spiders.
There isn't really.
But we don't live in the country, so...
Yeah, we don't live in the outback, so...
We're very privileged people.
I guess so.
How did this podcast end up being this? So now we've lost the remaining listeners as well. Now it's definitely us.
The scientific name for Black Widows is...
Stop. No, we're not continuing this. No.
All right, so you've come to our review for Marvel's Black Widow, not, the Black Widow spiders. That we don't talk about. It's not an animal podcast. But we're talking about Marvel's Black Widow, which is the latest MCU film. It's come to the big screen as well as Disney+. So as usual, we'll do some background on the film. And as we do with most comic book movies, we'll do some comic book origin background, and then we'll jump into our thoughts spoiler-free, and then we'll have a full spoiler section where we'll go into Easter eggs and we'll talk about trivia, useless trivia mostly, but trivia.
Yeah. Before we get started, I just want to say I did some research after the movie to look at some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I was looking for Easter eggs. And then do you know how it's got that section on Google that, like, people also ask this?
Yeah.
One of them is there an Easter egg in Black Widow? Single Easter egg. Is there an Easter egg in Black Widow?
Okay.
Is there one?
There's one Easter egg.
By the end of this
like
podcast?
A physical Easter egg.
By the end of this podcast, everyone will know.
Yeah.
Including this person that searched for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Is there an Easter egg in Black Widow? That's what this is about.
Both physical and...
We'll find out.
Figurative and yeah.
By the end of this podcast, that's a question we need to answer.
We'll dive into that. That's what we're going to spend the second half of this. But most of this episode is going to be dedicated to that.
Is there an Easter egg?
Yeah. All right. So this is directed by Kate Shortland of Australia. She's from Australia. I looked into what she's done in the past. So she's done 3 films before this being her 4th. Her first film was Somersault. Second film was Law. And the third film was Berlin Syndrome.
Yep, heard of none of those.
Yes.
The first one sounds like a gymnastics film. The second one sounds like a law film, I'm guessing, based off the title.
Lore, as in L-O-R-E. So.
Oh, L-O-R-E. Okay, so it's like a Lord of the Rings ripoff or something?
Yeah. I don't know. Came out in 2012.
What was the last one?
Berlin Syndrome.
Oh, okay. No idea.
I guess it's like Stockholm Syndrome, but it's in Berlin.
Having kebabs. I don't know. Doner kebabs.
Is that what they do in Berlin?
Yeah, well, I know. It's famous there. When we went there, they said everyone has doner kebabs here.
Yeah. Don't they have this like curry or whatever? It's called curry, but it's not really a curry, but it's like a German thing. Anyway.
No.
Yeah, when I was
Oh, you mean the sausages? Like the sausages in the curry?
No, it's like a different
Okay.
thing.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, Berlin's not in this movie either. So.
I don't think it is. No, they are in Europe though. Produced by Kevin Feige, as he does.
What's PGA?
When do they say that?
It's after Kevin Feige's name. It says P.G.A.
A lot of people have it actually. It's a
post-grad arts.
Let me find what exactly it stands for. It stands for how to become a PGA golf professional. Not that.
What everyone doesn't know about Kevin Feige is he's actually a professional golf player.
Producers Guild of America to represent, protect, and promote the interests of producers and the producing team in film, television, and new media.
Okay, so it's just part of some organization.
I guess so.
We've sidetracked in this podcast way too many times. We've pivoted left and right.
Back to Black Widow. So obviously it's starring Scarlett Johansson as the title character, but there's a whole bunch of new characters in this movie, some portrayed by Florence Pugh, David Harbour, and Rachel Weisz. And there's not that many returning characters actually in this one, apart from Black Widow herself. I don't think it's mainly a standalone film. Runtime is 134 minutes. Budget was 200 million. Box office wise, it's done about 36 to 37 million so far. So it just came out this weekend. We'll see how it goes. It's
apparently the highest Thursday opening since
pre-COVID. Yeah. Apparently it's going to be the highest opening weekend since COVID as well. So we'll see how it goes. In terms of the worldwide box office, guess what's the highest non-Chinese film?
Since COVID?
Since COVID.
Something, I think it's Fast 9, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
It's F9. And then it's Godzilla vs. Kong, I think.
Oh, okay.
Quiet Place did really well in the US, but it didn't do as well overseas.
Yeah.
But Godzilla vs. Kong did pretty well overseas. Apart from that, I don't have too much background. Apparently this movie's been in development since 2004. So at that stage, the rights were with Lionsgate, but then they lost, because they didn't make a movie, they lost the rights, and then Marvel Studios got the rights, and they put her as a character in Iron Man 2. That was her first appearance. And how many times do you think this has been delayed since?
Oh, lots of times.
Yeah. So it's actually 3 times.
Yeah,
it's actually not
that's lots.
many.
Yeah.
Yeah, some movies have been delayed more, like No Time to Die, which is...
Yeah, that keeps getting delayed. There's lots of time to die.
Yeah, keeps prolonging the life of that film. Yeah, it's been delayed 3 times, and then eventually they've decided to do like a hybrid release on Disney Plus and theatrical. But we watched it theatrically.
I was tempted to watch it last night on Disney Plus.
Are you going to watch it again?
Probably not. I'm potentially watching it tomorrow, but I will see.
All right, so that's sort of the
potentially
background.
Watching this or this other movie that we're going to review next week.
Oh yeah, the one you're really looking forward to. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so comic book origins of Black Widow. When do you think she first appeared in comics?
1980 something.
It's actually earlier than that. So she first appeared in comics in 1964.
Okay.
April of 1964 in the comic Tales of Suspense, issue number 52. So she was initially a antagonist to Iron Man. So that's how she was introduced. But then afterwards, she became sort of a good character as well. And she's been on a lot of teams, good and bad. So obviously Avengers, which we all know about. What's the team Champions? Apparently there's a
team called Champions.
Champions,
yep. Yeah. Nah, I don't know.
Daughters of Liberty.
Guessing it's a girl team up.
I guess so. Heroes for Hire.
Oh, I know those. That's Luke Cage and Iron Fist.
KGB, Marvel Knights, Mighty Avengers, Lady Liberators, Secret Avengers, S.H.I.E.L.D., and the Thunderbolts. She's been on all of those teams. Her partnerships, so she's had partnerships in the comics with Captain America, Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, and Daredevil.
Daredevil probably most prominently, I think.
Notable aliases. So in the MCU, she's called
Natasha Romanoff,
which is her actual name. She goes by other names as well in the comics. So Natalia Shastakova, Natalie Rushman.
It's her name in Iron Man 2.
So
before she says her actual name.
That's how she's introduced. And Yelena Belova
which is someone else in this movie.
Is a different person. But
I think it's because the Black Widow is more of a mantle than it is a person. So Yelena Belova takes over the Black Widow mantle in the comics.
That's right. Yeah. So it's like Black Panther, for example. And her abilities in the comics are, and we've only seen probably 1 or 2 of these in the MCU, expert spy, tactician, and hand-to-hand combatant. So we see that in the movies. Slowed aging and enhanced immune system. I don't know if that's evident in the films anyway. Maybe it is.
Scarlett Johansson's ageless, so I guess so. That's it.
Yeah.
What was the second one? High immune system.
Enhanced immune system.
Yeah, she does. Have you ever seen her sick in these movies?
I guess not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Enhanced immune system.
Yeah. Well, she's out in battle a lot as well, and she's
Never sick.
no
Never.
sniffles. Yeah.
Never seen her use a tissue before. Yeah.
Expert marksman and mastery of various weapons.
Yeah, we see that.
I guess so.
She's got guns. She's got those little lasers on her hand. She's got those little battens.
She uses a lot of different weapons. A skilled hypnotist.
She does interrogate people and gets information out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But does she hypnotize them?
I don't know. Yeah.
And equipment that she uses. So she has a grappling hook,
Yep, which she uses in this.
knockout gas,
Doesn't use it in this, I don't think. She uses it in Iron Man 2, I'm pretty sure.
taser.
Yeah, she
That's
uses that
stuff
in
on
this.
her wrist, right?
Yeah.
Explosives.
Yeah, she uses those in everything.
Tear gas pellets.
Not in this, I don't think. Maybe in other stuff.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. They're always chucking smoke and shit.
And radio transmitter.
I guess they use that in everything. Yeah.
That's not really.
That's not real. Yeah.
Everyone has that. Those are a comic book.
They didn't
origins.
mention her baton. I don't know what that thing's called. Do you know what it's called? It's like a electric baton. Yeah.
All the Black Widow seem to have it. That's sort of her comic book abilities and equipment that she uses and her origins. I guess we can jump into our thoughts on the film, unless you had anything else comic book related.
Nah, probably we could talk about it in spoilers if we need to, I guess.
So we're going to talk non-spoilers now. So if you haven't seen the film, you can keep listening.
Let's maybe just not do the story. We'll do the story in spoilers.
We'll talk about our story in spoilers, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll jump into positives and negatives. Then I can start with my positives. I think it was one clear positive, and this is just me. It's not really even a positive. It's just good to see the MCU back on the big screen.
As you said at the start of this podcast.
Yeah, no, I was just sitting in the cinema and seeing that, even though we've been seeing the Marvel fanfare in all the Disney Plus shows, it was just good to see it on the big screen. I thought they would do something different with and this is not a spoiler. I mean, it doesn't really matter. They didn't do anything with the Marvel Studios thing.
The
different.
logo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the same. It was the
Yeah,
same
you
as
thought
all
they
the-
would change it for Phase 4.
No,
This is technically the first film in Phase 4 as well.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah.
thought they'd do something like, I don't know, like this is the first movie since Chadwick Boseman passed away, so I thought maybe they'd have something tribute or something.
You know,
Yeah,
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever is going to be
that's
a tribute
probably
to him.
Yeah, well, that whole movie's probably. I just thought they'd do something different because it's
Yeah.
like the first movie in a while for MCU, but no, it was
Yeah.
just the normal Marvel Studios fanfare. It was just good to see a movie on the big screen that was like a proper big budget action film as well. On that, I thought the action in this was really good. It was actually better than I thought it would be. I thought it would be more like a Winter Soldier type action.
I thought it
sequence.
was. At the start, it was a bit Winter Soldier-esque. There's like lots of people hitting really hard and
Yeah, but it goes in a different direction. Like the action is, I don't know. I don't think we've really seen this style of action in MCU. Not really.
I think it's similar Winter Soldier-esque
Yeah,
action.
it's a little
Yeah.
bit more. You do have to suspend your disbelief a bit more in this.
Yeah, there's some hard-hitting stuff, like people flying into walls and like getting
Yeah.
kicked through stuff. And
But then there's stuff like.
but I felt like it felt similar to Winter Soldier.
No, it was just much bigger in scale.
Oh,
than the
yeah,
action.
yeah. Some of the stuff towards the end is...
Yeah.
But an alien did snap away half the planet, so it's like...
I guess
Yeah.
anything's possible. The cast and actors were good. So Scarlett Johansson, Kevin Feige was saying this in one of his interviews, actually. He's like, she is like an Oscar-nominated actress and she's been acting for like many, many years. And,
She has. She's been acting since she was a kid.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's like, she doesn't really need to do these movies anymore, but she just wants to do them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. She's rich. She's very rich, I
Yeah.
assume.
And I guess she probably got paid heaps of money for this. So
She's
like,
been acting since she's like 6 years old. I think I saw a video of her first acting role. It was on Conan O'Brien.
in the show.
In the show Conan O'Brien,
Okay.
yeah. When he used to do late night.
What was she doing in the show?
Like it was like a skit where she wins a spelling bee competition, but she actually sucks at spelling. I don't- you could search it up. Go online and search it
Yeah.
up.
She was also in Home Alone 3.
Yeah, she was. She was the main kid, wasn't she?
No.
Oh no,
She was the kid's sister. Home Alone 3 is not good, by the way.
no, it's not.
It's really bad.
That's the one with the house and the magic house. It's like
no,
Is that Home Alone?
it's like a retread of Home Alone 1, but with a different kid and different.
it's not the one where the house is like electronically, like you can control the house with. like a remote or something.
I can't even remember.
I think that's one of them. I think it's Home Alone 3. In this movie, she would be, if I'm guessing, she's meant to be like 33 or something in this movie. Yeah.
And I think in real life she's only like 36 or something. She's not that old at all, but she's been active for like 20 years. She was really good. And then obviously the other actors were quite good as well. The new characters that they brought in for this movie, they were good. And another final positive that I had is maybe they could have followed this a bit more, but especially the first 20 or so minutes of the movie are quite, I would say, quite dark, and they sort of explore some dark elements. For about 10 minutes or so, it didn't feel like we were even watching a Marvel movie. It felt like something else. It could have been something else, but then it becomes a Marvel movie after that. But yeah, I thought some of those elements they probably could have explored a bit more. I guess this is maybe slightly negative, but it was sort of good that they did explore them to some extent. Any other positives?
I think I'm going to shock you a little bit here. I was maybe thinking that I wouldn't want to review this straight away because I want to think about it a little bit, but I did not like this movie. I was not a fan.
Okay.
I don't know if that will change the more I think about it, but like all your positives are fair enough, but I was not a fan of this movie at all.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you can start the negatives then.
Yeah, I think it's probably my least favorite MCU movie for a couple of reasons that are not its fault, I guess, but we can start off with some negatives. There's no stakes in this movie. Just because of the place it's set.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. The time period it's set, there's no stakes in this movie. It's a contained storyline, which is fine, but it has no connection to anything else in the MCU, really, which I don't hate. Like, sometimes I do those movies and it's okay, but I just felt like it was a useless storyline pretty much. Normally with these contained movies, it's either an origin story or it takes the character forward, but this does neither. Yeah, I was not a fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. I actually share those thoughts on the negatives as well. I thought going into this movie, or even when this movie was announced, I was like, do we really need it? Because it feels like a bit of an afterthought. Like they probably should have done this movie much, much earlier than when it did come out, because it is also placed like 4 years ago in the MCU timeline. Like, it's between Civil War and Infinity War, and we know what happens to this character afterwards, and it's kind of just like this self-contained story that doesn't really add anything else to the overall MCU. But as a contained story, I didn't mind it. I always thought that this was definitely more of an afterthought, and it just felt weird for this movie to be the first movie in Phase 4 after everything that happened in Phase 3 with Endgame and all of that. This didn't really seem like the sort of movie that should be starting a new phase.
Also, I was disappointed by Taskmaster.
Yeah, I think the villains in general were not that great.
I was looking forward to Taskmaster. I thought he could have been a really good villain.
It's not
kind
even
of wasted.
It's not even a main villain, actually. In the end.
Yeah.
It's just
I think very much so wasted.
Yeah, I also agree with that. But I did like, I guess they sort of explore Natasha's past a bit, which was good, but it probably didn't have to be a movie.
Look, the positive for me was Florence Pugh. Yeah. I think she was really good, and I'm keen to see more of her. But other than that, I was like, the rest of this movie is very meh to me.
I can see that as I think whenever we go into these Marvel movies, and I do the same thing, I think of this as one piece in like an overall story.
Look, but I didn't even think of it going into that. I was like, I'm okay if it's a standalone movie and like it has no connection to anything else. Even being that way, like there's no stakes. There's nothing that you're invested in this movie particularly, I feel like, which is different. Like Iron Man 3 is not connected to Iron Man 3 is not the greatest movie, but it's not really connected to anything else.
There's still stakes in that movie.
There's more stakes in that movie than there is in this.
Yeah. And it's still connected to... It's the first movie after Avengers.
Like Thor Ragnarok. That's not connected to the rest of the MCU at all. That's irrelevant to the MCU. But the character moves forward. It's about as connected as this movie is to the MCU.
I think that's more connected. Because there's implications for Thor, which directly lead into Infinity War. I think that movie still has to happen.
No, it's not like that movie... Wait, what am I saying here?
If that movie didn't exist, would it make sense? No. But if this movie didn't exist,
But
Would it
can
make
you
sense? Yes.
can you watch that movie without watching any of the other movies? Yes, you can. So it's a standalone film because that movie has a start point and an end point, and it's got nothing in relation to the other characters, mostly. In that movie.
There's some
there's some stuff. It's
there's
small.
some stuff with Loki in that, but yeah.
But most of all, it starts and it ends.
Yeah.
And like, there's no. You'd be okay if it finishes where it finishes.
If you didn't watch the after credits
Yeah.
scene, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas this one, it starts and it ends, but from the start to the end, I felt like there was nothing that kind of moved it forward.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
And I also think that if you remove this from this, if this movie didn't exist,
it doesn't change a thing.
it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Whereas all the other movies, even like Iron Man 3 and Thor Ragnarok and even those, in between movies,
Yeah.
they all add something.
Yeah.
This one doesn't add anything.
Look, there might be further. I think it will add something because there's some characters they introduce, so it'll probably add something. But I felt like the way the story was all molded just made me not really care, especially at the action scenes and stuff like that.
I'm not like, I know people are massive fans of the Black Widow character and they really wanted this movie. I wasn't one of those people. She was probably one of my least favorite Avengers from the original 6 anyway. So I wasn't like dying to see this movie or anything, but I still enjoyed this. Like, I thought it added something, I guess, to her character.
Yeah.
It was fine.
It's not a bad movie.
It wasn't
It's not
boring.
no.
It was engaging, and there was some good character moments, and there was good interactions between the characters. So I thought it was okay. It was good action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, I don't like it.
Okay.
And when you said at the start, are you going to watch it again? I probably won't want to watch it again. Yeah. For that reason. I don't think it's a cognitive regression. I think it's still a recalibration because it's well made. And there were some good parts. The start was actually really good. The start of the movie was great.
And it's interesting that they did like the full titles at the start.
Yeah.
Is this the only Marvel movie that's done that? I think Incredible Hulk did it,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I don't think any other movie did it because they always have that sort of visual
The
credits.
title sequence
title
at the end.
sequence at
yeah.
the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they didn't have that in this one.
Yeah. It tells you who's in the movie before you watch the movie as well.
I had a good time with it. Maybe I enjoyed it a bit more than you.
I think the problem with this is they should have released it after Civil War,
They should
and then
have.
it would have been a better movie. Where it's released now just makes it, it just reduces all the intensity and the stakes and everything. You don't really care about anything.
Yeah, I agree. If it was released after Civil War, so if it was released in 2017 or something.
Yeah, if it's the
2016.
exact same movie released after Civil War, I think it's a better movie than it is now.
And maybe if the character was not dead as well, maybe if Black Widow was still alive.
I guess spoilers if you haven't seen Endgame.
Yeah. Yeah, spoilers if you haven't seen any of the previous Marvel movies. But if she was still alive, maybe they could have done something else, like, because she's going to come back and she's still alive, so there's still some implications. But now that she's not there, it kind of feels a little like.
Yeah, all the development that she had in this movie is like, it doesn't matter because she's dead. So I guess it can inversely make Infinity War and Endgame more deeper with her character.
I think Endgame, but there was enough in Endgame anyway. I don't think that they needed this.
If you were to, if you haven't seen the MCU before, you've never seen any of the movies, you should watch this after Civil War, and then it'll probably feel a bit like a better movie. It'll probably make the other movies feel better in terms of Infinity War and Endgame. But you skip the end credits until after.
Yes, because that wouldn't make any sense. I also give it a cognitive recalibration. I probably enjoyed it a bit more than you. I think it's worth one watch. It's probably
I can see people not enjoying it at all.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can see it.
But I personally like, this is like bottom of the barrel MCU for me.
Well, the big question is it better than Captain Marvel?
I didn't hate Captain Marvel that much, so I think that's for me, it's not, but I didn't hate Captain Marvel that much.
I thought
some people hate it a lot more. Yeah, so
I put this in line with for me, maybe like an Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, that sort of level.
yeah, for me, it's not even at that level. It's like lower than that. I would say I was a bit disappointed. I expected it to be a bit better, which is maybe why I wanted to wait to record it, just so I
had some time to think.
Yeah,
No,
if it is
that's
actually as bad as I thought it was,
Well, this
or
is
if I'm
that-
just disappointed. Yeah,
This is an immediate reaction because we
Yeah.
literally just watched it. Like we only walked out of the cinema maybe 40 minutes ago or something.
yeah. I might change my mind like in a week or in a month or whatever, and I might be less negative towards it. But at the moment, I think I'm just disappointed.
I don't think it's amazing. It's not. It's not anywhere near the heights that the MCU has reached in the past.
No,
Like, it's not.
Yeah,
Even this solo films. It's
and I think
one
it's
of
just
the
because
weakest
we've
ones.
waited like 2 years for an MCU film, and this is the one that comes out. It's like, damn, this is it.
Yeah, it's well, if you compare it to the other solo films in the MCU, so Iron Man, it's not obviously nowhere near as good. I wasn't even expecting it to be as good as Iron Man. Even like the Thors, not Ragnarok,
yeah.
but the first two, it's probably Captain America's. It's
Yeah.
not as good.
But look,
so.
it's fine. It's fine. I don't think if you like MCU stuff, you'll probably go into it and be like, yeah, it's okay. If you're a super hardcore fan, you might be a bit disappointed. If you're just a general fan, you just watch some of these stuff and you kind of enjoy them for what they are, you'll probably be fine with it. But there's probably some stuff to talk about in spoilers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have anything else non-spoiler to add?
Probably not.
Okay, so
I
we're both
think
give it a
I've,
cognitive recalibration. So yours is a borderline, sounds like.
Yeah. Yep. As long as I've put forward that it's pretty negative, I didn't enjoy it. Yeah.
I did enjoy it, but I see where you're coming from. Like it's definitely an underwhelming. I would say don't go in with like very. I didn't go in with high expectations because I didn't think it would be, because I already knew that it was what happens with this character, and I felt like it was like an afterthought. But
I went in with low expectations as well, but I expected better things to do with Taskmaster and stuff like that.
I think Taskmaster Day.
Yeah.
That was definitely a disappointment. But yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was, so I still recommend it, and it's a cognitive recalibration. I guess we'll jump into spoilers, and we can do some trivia as well in the spoilers. So if you haven't watched Black Widow and you care about spoilers, come back to this point in the episode. I'll put the description, I'll put the timestamps in the description, and then you can listen to our spoilers.
Starts off when they're young.
Yeah, obviously Natasha likes changing her hair colors.
Yeah, I thought that was a boy. Do you know who that is, though? I'd read this before. This is useless trivia.
Okay.
That's
like
Mila.
who the actor is?
Yeah.
Okay.
The actor is Mila Jovovich's daughter.
Oh, yeah? She
And
looks
Paul
like her.
W.S. Anderson, the director.
Yeah.
They're married, so their daughter. Yeah.
Okay.
Initially, I thought the little girl looked more like Scarlett Johansson than the big girl, though. Did you feel the same?
No.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough. That's just me then.
Yeah. No, I thought
The little
older
girl
one,
looks like Scarlett Johansson when she's younger, though.
Yeah, I thought or maybe because she was blonde, and I'm like, I know Yelena Belova's
Blonde, yeah.
blonde, so I was just like, yeah, that's obviously her. There's obviously like an age gap between, like maybe like 5 years age gap.
5 year, yeah,
5, 6 years, yeah.
So yeah, they're like a Russian family. Well, the kids Scarlett
are
Johansson
American,
knows, but the younger one doesn't know that they're like undercover.
Does she know they're undercover, or does she just know that they're adopted?
Who?
Scarlett.
No, because she's already been to the Red Room at this point.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Because at the end, when they take them away, they escape America and they go to
Cuba.
Yeah. And what's his name? Alexei, David Harbour's character.
Yeah.
He's
Red Guardian.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson's character says, don't take the little one away. Don't take her to the place. And he's like, you were younger when you went there. She'll be okay.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
So she's already been there. And then they take the younger one there as well.
Okay.
That's kind of like the opening. They escape America. They steal some information.
And then there's the extended titles sequence. Yep. And this was all like I said, if you didn't know this was a Marvel movie.
Yeah, it felt like a spy thriller almost.
Could have been something else. But then when they flash 21 years ahead after the title sequence, that's when it becomes more like a Marvel.
Anyway, William Hurt is chasing after Black Widow.
Small cameo from him.
That's kind of like a through line through the movie, but they don't really go back to it that much.
I think they could have
used it more.
Probably used that more because she would have been on the run from these guys.
Yeah, but also chasing the other guys.
Yeah, it could have been fun. Robert Downey Jr. was meant to, like, there was news that he was in this movie, but he's not, unless we missed him for some reason, but he's not in it.
Wouldn't have added anything? I don't know.
Maybe not, but I feel like if someone was in it, even as a small cameo might have added a bit.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't think cameo. I don't think
need it, but yeah.
using cameos for the sake of cameos is not good as well.
Yeah,
They need to have substance when they use them. So,
or at least I think at the end it would have been good to see how she. I guess they sort of explain it. Like she gets the jet and she's gonna go break them out and whatever. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. I thought they would have explored the whole Budapest thing with
more.
her, with her and Hawkeye. They
kind of do.
It breathes over in like a.
So the cameo here is. They do have the flashback and Jeremy Renner's voice is in it.
Is that actually his voice?
Yeah. Uncredited, but I read somewhere that it's his voice.
It's actually his voice.
I didn't recognize it, but someone said it. Yeah.
He's got
a generic voice.
Yeah.
So,
although he does sing, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was okay. And they have this sequence where she's got this guy that obviously has been there the whole time, but he helps her get equipment and stuff.
Yeah, so that apparently is a minor comic character called Rick Mason, I think. He's like a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent in the comics, but he's just a different character in this to what he is in the comics. It's like a fence. Not a fence, like a fixer. He gets her things.
And yeah, he organizes she goes somewhere. She's
in Norway,
She's hiding out. And then Taskmaster turns up.
So the whole plot of this movie is essentially, what's that guy's name? Not Drogodov. Drakov.
Ray Winston.
Yeah, his character... He controls all the Black Widows with the thing that they steal at the start from America is like mind control technology, which the mum, well, it's not their real mum, but it's the mum that was acting like their mum.
Yeah.
She weaponizes it and he uses it to mind control all the Black Widows.
That's right.
Yep. And Florence Pugh's character she's mind controlled at the start and they're trying to take down this person that has some stuff and you find out those vials stop them from being mind controlled. It's like an antidote. Yeah.
That was all rushed for me because they probably should have. Apparently she's committed atrocities and stuff as
Florence Pugh's character.
As Black Widow, but you don't see any of that. The first time we see her is
when she gets
antidoted.
Yeah.
So you don't really see much of that anyway. Did they ever explain who created the antidote?
Yeah, it's the mum. Oh, no, the antidote. No.
They didn't explain that, did they? Yeah.
I think it's meant to be that chick that she kills at the start.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe we missed it, but it's never... It's kind of thrown away if it is. It's not explored that much.
Yeah, that was one. Yeah. That's when I thought maybe RDJ was going to make a cameo because maybe he was involved in it. I don't know. Or maybe they take it to him. But at this stage, because it's after Civil War, they're probably not on talking terms anyway.
But anyway, that's like the main through line of the story. And then they team up together to take down Drakov. I'm going to say his name's Drakov. I'm not sure what it was. I think it's Drakov.
Dromanov?
Something like that. It's a Russian name.
Starting with D.
Yeah, so they break David Harbour's character in this is like Russian Captain America.
Red Guardian.
He's in prison, so they break him out of prison. He's okay in this, I guess. He's kind of comedic-ish. Yeah. I didn't think the jokes landed that much for me. Some of them were funny. Some of them weren't that funny. They try and be comedic.
So obviously when they were in America, they were spies. Yeah. So they put on American accents. And that's why...
and Scarlett Johansson keeps the accent.
American accent?
Yes.
But...
everyone else has a Russian accent.
Why does...
I'm guessing she was too young.
I guess.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson's character's maybe 12 or something, so she keeps her accent, but she was 5 or 4, so she loses her accent, takes the Russian accent.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But the problem is in the MCU, whenever they give someone an accent, they got to stick with that accent, or else you get it. Yeah. Elizabeth Olsen situation. Yeah.
You got to keep it. Yeah.
So now Florence Pugh has to do a Russian accent for the rest of her life.
Yeah. Yeah.
For however many MCU movies she's contracted for.
And then what happens after that? So there's some action sequence.
So they decide to team up and take down.
Yeah. So she goes to Budapest and she first has a fight with Taskmaster.
They have a fight with Taskmaster. Yeah. She gets destroyed and then
she goes to Budapest. And then
they also fight with Taskmaster there.
Taskmaster also turns up there.
Yeah.
They fight there. And that was a pretty decent action sequence. And then they decide to break out David Harbour.
Oh, and the other thing is, do you know the mind control technology? This is a little Easter egg that that apparently could be true. I don't think it's true. Well, it could be true, actually. the information they stole, this is later in the movie, the mum says that it was from S.H.I.E.L.D. that they stole it, but it was also Hydra information that they stole. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah. So apparently,
mentioned it.
Yeah. So the theory is that it's all the information on how they mind controlled the Winter Soldier. So they kind of weaponized that.
They put that into a chip and then they inject it into people.
Into people, essentially. Yeah.
I just found it interesting that this guy was doing it the whole time and no one
cared or knew. Yeah.
I'm sure someone knew, but maybe they just didn't care.
So yeah, then they break out Red Guardian from his prison.
And that was another big action sequence with an avalanche, and it was fun.
They wear their white suits because they're in the snow.
Is that why? I thought they just...
I think it's because it camouflages in the snow.
Were they planning on that, or...?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they just had white suits.
White suits, yeah. I think it's because they're in the snow.
They end up having to wear that for the rest of the movie, though.
They do, yes.
And then they go and the family essentially gets back together.
They go meet Rachel Weisz's character.
Yeah, so she's still been working with that guy till now. There's maybe 10 to 15, maybe 10 minutes of like character moments within the family, which
Yep.
I thought it was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah.
They kind of realized they were a family. Like they all felt like they were to family. Well, some of them feel like they were a family, and Scarlett Johansson doesn't feel like they were a family, and then they're a family.
Yeah, it was
That's
okay.
essentially it, isn't it? Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. That's it, yeah. And it all happens within like a couple of hours. I just noticed this in terms of lighting, and I don't know, it looks like it was a mistake, but like when they're at the table initially, it's like daytime.
Yeah.
And then Florence Pugh's like, oh, I'm going to go away. And then David Harbour's like, I'm going to go talk to her. And then it's dark.
Yeah, so my theory is that they sat there until it was dark.
But then did Scarlett Johansson and Rachel Weisz also sit at the table?
I think so. I think they sat there. They sat there and pondered for a couple of hours without talking. None of them talked for like a couple of hours. They just sat there and did nothing.
Okay.
I did realize that as well.
And that sort of winds... This is like the pre-climax section where they end up all going to this...
There's something else here, actually. You find out Scarlett Johansson thinks her real mum abandoned her the whole time, but actually she got bought from her parents and her mum tried to find her and she was eventually killed by Dragunov or Drakov or whatever his name is. But there's an interesting thing here. She says that the Rachel Weisz's character says she was chosen because of her genetic makeup when she was an infant. The theory is she's a mutant.
Which is not what she is in the comics. But
it would be outlandish. She's dead now anyway, so who cares?
Yeah. Well, she obviously doesn't, her powers aren't defying death or anything. So
No. Her powers aren't, she can't withstand great force.
Yeah. So it could be that. That could be a second sort of subtle nudge that there's mutants.
There's mutants coming. Yeah.
Because WandaVision had that thing around her being a...
Yep, similar to that, like genetic makeup. You heard it here first.
And then we get into the climax section where they're in this, what do you call it? It's like
It's a helicarrier. It's a helicarrier.
Is it?
Well, it's not a helicarrier, but it's like a helicarrier.
Yeah, so it's basically hovering over somewhere.
And it's the Red Room.
It's a Red Room.
The Red Room is, they can't find where the Red Room is, and it apparently keeps changing dark.
Because it's always moving, I guess.
Exactly.
So they find the Red Room, and then they do a bit of a switcheroo.
Yes, they use the face mask. They use the Mission Impossible face mask.
When did she last use it in
Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Is that the last time?
I think so. She doesn't use it in Civil War.
I can't remember. Yeah, but it's in Winter Soldier. Her and Rachel Weisz swap places.
Did you see that coming?
No, I was surprised by that. Yeah.
Because I thought Rachel Weisz was actually bad, but no.
Same.
She was good. They do a bit of a switcheroo, and then this is where, I don't know, they were stretching a bit, where it's like the smell of the guy can stop people from...
hurting him?
Yeah. I don't know. That was...
An alien snapped half the universe away. Just keep going back to that, and then
that was
stuff seems less fabulous. Yeah.
Well, I would say that is probably more believable than this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can't kill this guy because she can smell him, essentially.
Exactly. So she like breaks her nerve that goes into her nose or
she
something.
breaks her nose. Yeah. She breaks her nose so she can't smell anymore. Then she beats the shit out of him.
Essentially. Yeah. And then they could have done more with this action sequence. There's a fight between Red Guardian and Taskmaster, and he essentially gets wasted.
Red Guardian's just getting the beat shit out of him as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. The Red Guardian would never be able to beat Taskmaster because he's fat and unfit. He
does have super strength, though.
He's strong, but other than that, I think the only person that would be able to beat Red Guardian, well, normal people. Hulk obviously would just beat the shit out of them, or like Thor. But if you're a normal person, only Captain America and Iron Man would be able to beat him.
Winter Soldier?
Nah, I think Winter Soldier would lose.
Why?
It's not enough of a tactician.
I think they'd have a good fight, but maybe.
Oh, also, in this movie, everyone's doing the Winter Soldier move. Like, Taskmaster's doing it. Yelena Bolanov's doing it.
What's the Winter Soldier move?
It's when you've got a knife in one hand and like they're holding that hand and you're trying to stab them. And then you drop the knife and you catch it in the other hand and you stab them.
Okay. I didn't know that was
it's Winter Soldier move.
That was his trademark move. I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, I thought they could have used Taskmaster.
Yeah, so
more.
If you don't know Taskmaster, he's essentially he could copy. He's like a mimic.
He's got, is it photographic memory?
Yeah. No, it's not photographic. It's the photo muscular memory or something.
Yeah.
It's when he looks at something, he can copy that exactly.
Yeah, that's right. And I thought they would have had, and maybe I just don't know the characters well enough, but I thought they would have had sections where there was someone recognized, like there was like a Black Panther move, which I recognized.
There was a Black Panther one. There's Hawkeye.
There's Hawkeye.
There's
I think
Winter
there was a Captain
Soldier.
America. Well, it's got a shield, so I guess it's Captain America stuff.
And then the Winter Soldier move.
Yeah, but it wasn't really that great.
No. And he copies Black Widow's moves as well. Does that thing that they all do. The one where they wrap their legs around your head and spin you.
If this was what they were going to do with Taskmaster, they probably shouldn't have done it in this movie. They should have probably done it in another movie.
I think Taskmaster will come back, but underwhelming.
Will it be another Taskmaster or will it be this Taskmaster?
No, I think this one, yeah.
How will they? This is a reveal afterwards, but it's the daughter of
Dreykov or Dragunov or whatever his name is. We're never going to tell you what the name is, and you're never going to find out as well because no one actually knows. Yeah,
no, you don't really need to know. No. He's dead anyway.
Yeah,
you're never going to see him
because Scarlett Johansson beat the shit out of him. That's not how he dies, but yeah, I think it will be her come back, anti-villain, not a villain. Yeah, essentially she's under the same spell as all the other
Black Widows.
So she gets hit with that antidote and she's fine.
And that's it. They fall out of the sky.
They parachute. Dragunov's blown up.
That's it. He's definitely dead this time.
He's dead. Yep.
Oh, the other thing is, how did he survive?
How did he survive the first time? I don't know. They never explain it. Yeah.
Yeah. How did they both survive it?
And the red in Scarlett Johansson's ledger that they always talk about is that she used Dragunov's daughter as bait to kill Dragunov, and she had to kill Dragunov's daughter to kind of do it. So that's what she's atoning for in everything. But then she finds out that she didn't die anyway in this movie, so she has no red in her ledger anymore.
All good. She just kind of stuffed her face up, that's all. Otherwise,
she's fine. Yeah.
She's
got photomuscular memory.
Yeah. So it's not that bad. And then that's the end. And then the family. She kind of gives. At some point, she sees that there's lots of other Black Widows around the world. She gives that information to Yelena, and they go and try and save all those people. So I guess that's what they've been doing. That's what they've been doing. And David Harbour and Rachel Weisz
they're going to tag along for the journey with her and all the other Black Widows.
And all the other Black Widows and the Black Widow.
Yeah, this is weird. I thought there was going to be something there. Like...
She just stands there.
Yeah, at the end, everything's done. They've killed the guy, and the other guys are going away, and they're on plane to get all the other Black Widows. And William Hurt is coming to get Scarlett Johansson. But at the start of Infinity War, she's not captured by William Hurt, so she obviously escaped somehow from them. But they're right there, so she doesn't just run away. Well, she might just run away. But they're right there. There's got to be a bit of a fight.
Yeah. And there's all these cars and stuff. Yeah. So she's not running away from that.
Yeah, but it just cuts away. And then it cuts.
Maybe they capture her and then she escapes.
Okay. Yeah. I thought that someone's going to come save her.
Yeah. That would have made sense. It was like Falcon or something.
Well, they're in jail, so it would have to be Steve Rogers. He's the only one that's.
Because they do say that they've captured everyone.
Everyone else,
Except Steve Rogers and her. Yeah.
It could be Steve Rogers and Winter Soldier. They're the only. Oh, no, Winter Soldier's in Wakanda. It can't be him.
He's chilling in the ice.
Yeah. So it would only be Steve Rogers. But it just cuts away and then it cuts back to...
I guess it wouldn't make sense either. Like, why would he be there anyway? Unless he just happens to be there.
But I feel like that's the only cameo that would have made sense.
I guess we could have seen Chris Evans with that beard one last time.
But anyway, cuts away, and then it cuts to she meets that guy again, the guy that gets her stuff, and he gets her a plane.
And she's blonde.
She's blonde, yeah.
And they show earlier that she has blonde. She's getting ready.
I thought she was going to do it before, but she doesn't. She does it later.
What do you think? So she has a different hairstyle in every movie. So what do you think's her best hairstyle?
Best hair, I would say Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2's hair is pretty good. In terms of comic accurate or just
curly.
Comic accurate or just best hair in general?
Just best hair.
I like her Infinity War Endgame hair. Yeah.
Endgame, she's like a
half
in between. I like her in Winter Soldier, maybe. That's
a worst hair.
That's a straight one, right?
Yeah.
Nah,
that's a worst hair. 100%.
Civil War. Civil War is basically her hair.
Basically this one. Yeah.
No, maybe Endgame. It's a hybrid.
But comic accurate, Iron Man 2, best hair.
Avengers. What did she have in that?
It's like the short hair.
Yeah.
The short red hair. I don't like it that much.
Ultron?
Can't remember. Yeah.
I think she looked the same as
I think
Avengers
it's the same.
in that. All right. Is there anything else? Or we can talk about the after credits.
Yeah. That's basically it, isn't it? Yeah. She gets a plane and she goes and says she's going to break the other guys out of prison. So I'm guessing she finds Steve Rogers in the middle somewhere and they go break him out.
And then Infinity War. Then they're out and about. So she obviously doesn't break out, or she does break out Hawkeye and Ant-Man, but they don't join her?
They take deals.
Oh, okay. To leave.
They take deals with that. They're already out by the time they get there, I think.
Okay.
Because they take a deal with the government or something.
And then the after credits. So we've got...
Yeah, so this goes post-Endgame.
Yes.
And you've got Yelena, and she goes to the gravesite of Black Widow.
Well, her body's not there, so it's just a
grave.
What's her name? Madam Hydra.
Valentina, and
She's
lots of
got
other names after that.
Big name, yeah. Del Fontaine or something. She turns
Previously seen her in Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
No.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah, that's right.
So this would have been her first appearance, actually,
Yeah.
if Black Widow wasn't delayed, but it doesn't make any difference anyway. You would have been like, who's this person? And we're still like, who's this person?
But anyway, it sounds like Yelena's been working for her.
And got another mission for her. She pulls out an iPad and she's got a really bad picture of Jeremy Renner.
Yep. Just a picture where they did, like, no one told him they would take you a picture of him.
Yeah.
It's him on the toilet. Just open the door. It's him on the toilet. He's like, oh no, what are you doing?
Would it be funny if it's just a picture of Jeremy Renner, like...
On the toilet?
That, or he's just like... I don't know, composing one of his songs or something. He's just like, he's just at a concert and yeah.
He is in Hawkeye costume in the picture.
He's in Ronin costume, right?
Yeah, Ronin costume.
Yeah, so it's just like, this guy is the reason.
The reason your sister's dead.
Yeah, your sister's dead. And she's like, okay, I'll
go kill him.
I'll go kill him. So she's going to turn up in Hawkeye.
Yeah, which has been confirmed. So
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's going to be in Hawkeye.
So she's gonna fight with him.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna get an arrow and like kill her, and that's it.
Yeah, well, that would be anticlimactic. That would definitely make every event in this movie absolutely useless. I actually like Florence Pugh's character, and I hope they do more with her in the future. I think they will. I think they'll do a Young Avengers type thing, and she'll be in it. Yeah,
so Kate Shortland, the director of this movie, said there's potentially plans for another Black Widow film, but it will be with another character. The only other character it's going to be is probably
Yelena. She's really good.
Unless it's one of those other random Black Widows.
No, I doubt that. Yeah. If anything, she's the one that the jokes land with her in this movie.
Yeah, I think so.
She pulls it off well. There's a joke in this movie how she keeps bagging out Black Widow for doing that pose. It's like that pose when one of her legs is stretched out and she's squatting.
She does it in Iron Man. She does it in every movie.
She does it in every. Yeah. Apparently that came about because Florence Pugh was bagging her out in real life about it.
Oh, okay. And like, let's just put it
Let's put it in.
I know a lot of people say like the Marvel, sometimes the comedy takes away from the moments. Probably does. Like in this movie, it was fine.
I found they didn't hit that much. But Florence Pugh was good comedically as well.
So we'll see what happens in Hawkeye then.
Yeah.
Maybe she's going to fight with...
She's probably going to fight with Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, It is Steinfeld.
It's not Seinfeld.
You got me mixed up now.
Yeah.
She might fight with her. And
Yeah.
maybe they'll
They'll
become
have
friends.
they'll sing songs
They'll become, that's right.
with Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, they're all,
They're all musical. I don't know if Florence Pugh's musical.
yeah, maybe not. But Haley
Steinfeld.
is-
I actually didn't even know she acted before, but she obviously started acting long before she started singing. 'Cause
Yeah, she was in,
won the Oscar for True Grit.
Oh, did she? Okay, I didn't know that. But
Yeah.
she was in Pitch Perfect.
Oh, long before that, she was in True Grit and she won the Oscar for that.
And she's in other movies too.
Yeah, she's in that TV show Dickinson.
She was in Edge of 17,
Yeah, Bumblebee.
yeah. So
Anyway,
we'll see
we'll
what
see that.
happens.
I think they'll be good. I think that's the only thing I like about this movie is that they introduced her character and she'll be in future stuff.
And Hawkeye's already my most anticipated Disney Plus show. So
Okay, so it'll work out for you. Could be interesting. And it sounds like Madam Hydra's trying to make a team of some sorts.
yeah, so she's going to have Johnny Walker,
Yeah, Johnny Walker keep on walking.
yeah, and Yelena Belova, and
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe she's
Maybe Taskmaster or something as well. I don't know.
Maybe she's going to turn up in Hawkeye and she's like, I want you on my team, and then
Yeah.
Hawkeye's going to be like, nah, just shoot her with an
Well,
arrow.
originally in the comics, William Hurt's character, Thunderbolt Ross, he makes the Thunderbolts, which is the bad guy team, the Suicide Squad of the Marvel universe. Maybe Madam Hydra is going to do it in this instead.
Or maybe she's working for him, because you know how Yelena's like, I need a pay rise, and she's like, both of us do. So
Maybe
she's not
he's the boss. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not the boss.
Because it sounds like they're making a Thunderbolts S team,
Yeah,
which is what I think Taskmaster might come into. I think they'll use Taskmaster and Thunderbolts.
and then they'll fight the Young Avengers.
Maybe, yeah. But I think Yelena Belova is going to be in the Young Avengers, so
She's going to be in both teams.
yeah,
And then she's going to realize that
double agent.
This team's not good.
Yeah.
She's going to join the Young Avengers because they're young.
They're not actually, some of them aren't that young because she's like 27, so she's not that young.
Yeah.
You could argue it's the old Avengers still.
Well, who's else would be in the Young Avengers? So,
Well, Katie, forgetting her last name.
Haley Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld's character, Kate something. It'll
Kate.
come to me to say.
You keep thinking about that. Ms. Marvel,
Possibly Wanda's kids.
possibly.
Wanda's probably the same age as Yelena Belova.
Probably, because Black Widow's older than Wanda. Yeah,
Yeah,
probably is.
she probably is, isn't
Yeah,
she?
she probably is.
So maybe she's not going to be in the Young Avengers.
Well,
She's too
Wanda's,
old.
I think Wanda's like 30. Like in the unit, like at the time of WandaVision, I think she's like 31 or something.
And in this movie, Yelena Belova would be like 27, I think.
30's a cutoff.
30's a
Once past
cutoff.
30, you're not young. You got to
Yeah.
be less than 30.
So we got those ones. Did I say Wanda's kids?
Who else?
People
Spider-Man.
are maybe theorizing young Loki might come back.
And kill Thor again.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Loki.
If you haven't seen Loki. Yeah. Spider-Man, maybe. I guess he's younger than Yelena Belova, so.
Yeah, he's younger than 30.
Who else is there?
Is there a young Captain America? There's
Yeah,
Ironheart.
Patriot. Ironheart and Patriot.
Yeah.
Patriot was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He's Cy Bradley's grandson.
Grandson.
Ironheart,
Which
which is coming as well. I think that's it.
there's Ant-Man's.
Oh yeah, yep, and her, yeah.
Ant-Man's.
But
daughter.
she probably, if the cutoff is 30, then she'll probably make it
yeah.
because she's getting up there as well. Some of these guys aren't that young. It's gonna be a big range. If you take Wanda's kids as the bottom range,
Yeah.
and then
But
you take
they'll be older now as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think they'll be 20s maybe.
Yelena Belova would be the top range though.
Because
She'll
they
be
can just make themselves older.
true. To be honest, they're the most powerful ones anyway. So
So Yelena Belova's, she's probably like
in a couple years, she'll have to stop going. Yeah,
Maybe
because it'll be creepy.
that's when she that's when she joins the Thunderbolts. She's like, nah, that's it.
But
So
we'll see. Maybe it'll be Thunderbolts versus Young Avengers. That could be. I could see that happening.
is Abomination in Thunderbolts?
Yes, in the original team. Yes,
Who's appeared in a Shang-Chi trailer.
yes, yeah. And Wong was in that trailer as well.
Was he fighting Wong?
Yeah, he's fighting Wong. Yeah,
What's Wong doing?
I don't know. Wong's there. He's fighting the Abomination.
Okay. What kind of tournament is this? It's like some Mortal Kombat tournament.
Apparently, it is. Well, should I talk about theories for Shang-Chi?
Why not?
Yeah, apparently it's a tournament that the Mandarin sets up. Who's in Shang-Chi, if you didn't know. He's Shang-Chi's dad. It's actually not pronounced Shang-Chi as well. Similarly, Shang-Chi. I can't say it properly, to be honest. So Mortal Kombat style tournament that he sets up, and whoever wins it gets his rings.
Why is he giving away his rings?
I think he's too old.
Okay.
I think he's retiring.
Yeah.
Because if you see the trailer, he's been alive for ages.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
If it's like a tournament type
Yep.
movie. Yeah.
I think that's what the storyline's going to be. Mandarin also has a daughter, so she'll be in the tournament as well.
So how does Shang-Chi beat Abomination?
Well, I don't know. Maybe Wong beats Abomination. And then,
Oh, one could probably be.
yeah.
He just sends him into some
Yeah.
dimension. That's
So
it.
I'm guessing why Wong's there is because he doesn't want people to get their hands on the rings.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange is busy doing multiverse stuff, so he's like,
he's
you deal with
sorting
these
out the
ring
madness.
shit.
He's sorting out the madness in the multiverse. So
Yeah.
he's just like, go get these rings.
But if that's what the movie's going to be, it's going to be sick.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will be pretty cool. See who else turns up.
Well, hopefully they didn't ruin everything in the trailer.
Zemo.
I doubt he would turn up, but maybe. Yeah,
He's in the
Thunderbolts
Yeah,
as well.
maybe that's
yeah.
where they all aggregate. All right. Any other implications for MCU? Obviously, that's not related to this Black Widow movie, but
That's just my theory as well. It might not be true.
Shang-Chi was my most anticipated Marvel movie.
Yeah, I think if that's what the movie is, I'll really enjoy it. If it's not that, then I won't enjoy it.
Well, yours was Eternals.
Yeah, which also looks quite good, but
This was, out of the 4 movies coming out this year in Marvel, I think
I think
Black Widow was
Spider-Man,
actually
yeah.
my least anticipated, and then it was Shang-Chi, then Spider-Man, then Eternals.
I think I've changed my mind and I think it's Spider-Man now.
Spider-Man, I don't know. I don't think everything that people are saying is going to happen in that movie.
Yeah.
I think there's just too much.
But if everything people say is going to happen in that movie, it's going to be amazing.
It's
Yeah.
crazy, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's.
But there is some stuff that's confirmed.
Tobey Maguire's in it.
That's not confirmed. No,
Andrew Garfield's in it.
that's not confirmed either. But Alfred Molina's in it.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
said it. I don't
And
think it's meant to,
Jamie
but yeah.
Foxx is in it.
Yeah, that's confirmed as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if it's just them two, it's still sick. And I'm pretty sure Tobey Maguire's in it.
I've got a bit of trivia. So
Yeah.
how many movies has Scarlett Johansson appeared in as Black Widow?
As Black Widow, do you want me to count them?
Yeah.
Okay, it might take a little bit. I'm going to go to the toilet and count while I'm in the toilet. So you could cut this out later.
So it's gone off to count how many movies Black Widow's been in. So you guys can also count while we're waiting. Did you do your counting?
Okay, so I did my counting in the toilet.
All right.
I think it's 7. Is that right?
No,
Did I miss one?
you missed a couple.
Missed a couple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, tell us the ones you have.
Well, Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
It's her debut.
Yeah.
And then Avengers.
Yep.
And then she was in Captain America Winter Soldier.
Mhm.
And then she was in Avengers 2.
Yep. Ultron.
And then she was in Captain America Civil War.
Yep.
And then she was in Infinity War.
Mhm.
Then she was in Endgame.
Yep.
And then she was in this.
Yep. Well,
Well, that's 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was doing other stuff as well, so I couldn't use my fingers.
Oh, you missed one, and it's all right. It's not really one, but she's in Captain Marvel
Is she?
in the end credits.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's bullshit. To be fair, though, all of Nick Fury's appearances in movies are at end credits,
So Chloe Zhao was first considered to actually direct this films, but
she's doing Eternals instead.
apparently she chose to do Eternals instead.
Yeah, okay. Because this one sucks.
So whenever I look at like trivia on IMDb, it ranges from like actual good trivia to like
To absolute utter bullshit.
yeah. And this is
Just
one
like-
of those.
yeah.
So David Harbour plays the character Alexei in Black Widow, and on Stranger Things 3, he plays Jim Hopper, who kidnaps a Russian scientist named Alexei. So thanks for that.
Yep. Utter bullshit that no one asked for.
So in the movie, Alexei is a father figure to Natasha Romanoff, but in the original comics, apparently Alexei and Natasha were husband and wife.
He's more of a husband and wife to that other chick. I
Yeah,
keep
Melina.
forgetting her name. She's a comic book character as well, but she's nothing like the comic book character.
Yeah, so Melina is named after Melina Wostikov, Russian
She's Iron
agent.
Maiden. Yeah.
Yes, a Russian agent who later went on to freelance and was known as Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Who's Iron Maiden? It's like Iron Man, but
No, it's just like another Russian spy thing. But she's nothing like the character that she's in the comics. Her mask is seen in one of the scenes. Iron Maiden's mask. So possibly hinting at her using it in the past. Like, do you know when she opens up her cupboard full of goodies. It's in the background.
It's in the, okay.
Yeah.
Little Easter. That's the Easter egg.
That's the Easter egg. Okay, we're going to answer the question.
Yeah.
Is there an Easter egg?
Well, that one is.
Yes.
Yeah. So yes, there is. There's only one though.
Yeah, that's the only one.
There's only one.
Yeah.
There's not Easter eggs, not plural.
If anyone asks you what the Easter egg is, that is the Easter egg.
That's the one.
That's the one.
I thought they wanted a physical, like just a little chocolate Easter egg. It's just.
There's also that as well.
Is it in there? You know how they pretend to celebrate Christmas and all that?
It's in there.
It's in there. Yeah, it's in one of the photos.
You got it. Yeah, we solved it.
Yeah.
That's why they released Black Widow, for the two Easter eggs, the one physical and the one non-physical.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's all anyone ever wanted.
And I'm guessing her family got snapped, or else she would have, during Endgame, she would have at least.
Oh, yeah. I'm guessing Yelena Belova, Rachel Weisz, and Red Guardian all got snapped because she seems very lonely in Endgame.
I think that's it. Do you have anything else Black Widow related? We can talk about spiders again if you want. I've got more stuff.
No, please don't. No, I don't think so. I think that was it. Ultimately, a disappointing experience for me. I think the next three movies will be much better.
Hopefully. Tall grass and piles of firewood or debris make attractive places to find food, hide, and build webs for Black Widows.
Oh, okay. That's why you often see Scarlett Johansson in tall grass.
Yeah. Homes that already have insect issues have a potential to develop a Black Widow problem. So that's why she was in that really dingy hut or whatever.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of insects there.
Just with family.
And so it was a Black Widow problem. On that note, if people want to get in touch with us and talk to us about how much they enjoyed or
maybe they loved it.
Yeah.
Tell me how wrong I am. I'm often wrong, so.
I think overall this has been, I don't think it's been like beloved or anything.
Nah.
It's been pretty mixed. So yeah, you can let us know how you felt about Black Widow. So how do they go about that?
So they can contact us at cognitiverecalibrationpodcast@gmail.com or on all platforms. Just search for Cognitive Recalibration.
Yeah, so I'll also leave the links to those down below. So we're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So if you want to support the podcast, you can do so via giving us a positive review on iTunes, because that makes us more discoverable on their search engine. If you're a listener on Stitcher or Spotify or any of the other podcast services, if there is a mechanism for you to give us a review, please do so. But if not, I think you just have to listen to our episodes. So just listen throughout and give us a download. So even if you haven't watched the movie, listen up to our non-spoiler section and just let it play so we get the download. So next week we actually got Loki. That is our episode for next week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that movie that I might watch tomorrow is the week afterwards. Or we could just couple them.
Loki, I think we'll have quite a bit to talk about in Loki though, so probably we might not couple it. We'll have to figure out where we do that movie being your predicted first cognitive regression of the year, Space Jam. Because
which we saw a trailer of before this movie as well.
I don't know what you're talking about. It looked amazing to me. It's coming out next week, officially. There are some preview screenings this weekend as well. So next week we're going to do Loki. That's the plan. The week after, so we could do Space Jam, but the week after Snake Eyes comes out.
Okay.
So the original plan was we'd do Snake Eyes.
I think we do both. I think we do both because Space Jam's going to be shit and we're not going to want to talk about it that long. So we do both.
All right. We'll do Snake Eyes and Space Jam the week after. Yeah. I was actually going to plan to put it together with Jungle Cruise, which is the week after that.
Yeah, okay. Which is probably also going to be shit. It doesn't matter. Put whatever they're going to be shit anyway. But we should probably do Space Jam earlier rather than later.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. So we'll do it. We'll do it after Loki.
So if you're waiting for our Space Jam review, it's coming.
It's coming in a
most
couple
anticipated.
Weeks.
Yeah,
in a couple of weeks.
I'm actually looking forward to tear it apart. So if you guys want to hear us tear a movie apart, I think that's the one.
We'll see. It's probably not going to be good. But
I've seen nothing from it that indicates it might even be good or even okay. Nothing I've seen. I haven't even seen any good basketball from it. I at least want to see LeBron James do some dunks or something.
You could just watch an actual game.
You could just watch an actual game if you want to do that, I guess. Yeah.
Where do you sit on the Michael Jordan versus LeBron James?
Oh, GOAT.
Yeah.
I am not the best person to ask about that because I never watched Michael Jordan play. So I guess But when Michael Jordan played,
him in Space Jam.
I did, yeah. if we're going to talk about who's got the better Space Jam movie, I'm probably going to say Michael Jordan. I haven't seen this movie yet, but I'm probably going to say Michael Jordan. They're both crazy. They're both good athletes.
I think there's a clear split, but I think I didn't really watch Michael Jordan. I don't even watch basketball, but I think Michael Jordan is better. Just because I've seen the documentary. He seems like he actually never said that he was also the greatest, as opposed to LeBron, who actually said that. And I think the people who are GOATs never actually say they're GOATs.
And he does have more titles than LeBron, so he has more rings.
And he dominated.
I think he has more MVPs as well, maybe. I'm not sure.
And he's just dominated for way longer. Pretty much just took out any competitors that he had.
But yeah, you could tell us how wrong we are about our basketball thoughts as well. From a guy that watches no basketball and a guy that watches some basketball.
Yeah. Well, there's people before Michael Jordan, which we obviously haven't watched, like Larry Bird and Abdul. What's his name?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But there's one guy.
Magic Johnson?
I think it's Oscar Robertson. Is that the right name? Yeah. Oscar Robertson. He's like, he was crazy. He used to dominate. I think he's the only player I'm not sure what it was, but I think it's like 100 points in a game. I think he's the only player to have done it.
100 points.
But they changed the rules after a bit to stop him from being as dominant.
Well, maybe we'll talk about more NBA than the
maybe we need to get someone who actually knows about basketball to talk a bit about it.
Yes. Yeah. All right. But next week it's going to be Loki. We're going to be talking a lot about Loki and
back-to-back MCU weeks.
Oh, and they also announced the release for What If. So What If is coming out on August the 11th. And as per my calculations, I think that means that the final episode for What If will be the week after Shang-Chi releases. So we're going to have another
back-to-back MCU.
Yeah, back-to-back. It's either the week before or the week after. There's 10 episodes for What If. So it's a long one. After What If, I'm pretty sure Ms. Marvel is coming out, because that's also meant to come out this year, and they're running out of time. Because Hawkeye's also meant to come out this year. So I think it's going to be back-to-back with the Eternals in between, and Spider-Man also. So
at some point as well.
Plenty of Marvel stuff
So it's
coming.
Marvel forever from now.
Marvel forever. And then Suicide Squad is in between as well. So we're going to have quite a bit of comic book
superhero stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Snake Eyes is technically comic book as well. All right. So thanks, everyone, for listening. Hope you enjoyed our review of Black Widow, be it about the spiders or the movie or the character or whatever. And hope you're staying safe, and we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
What's new in podcasting? Here's what we love, courtesy of Acast Recommends.
While other political podcasts struggle to find their footing in covering the new administration, take a minute and check out Deconstructed from The Intercept. There's a reason The Intercept name is synonymous with no-holds-barred accountability journalism, no matter who's in the White House. Check out our recent show in which we obtained exclusive audio of Senator Joe Manchin discussing the filibuster with wealthy donors, then asking them to dangle a post-retirement financial opportunity in front of a fellow senator to induce him to change one of his votes.
Roy Blunt is just a good friend of mine, a great guy, okay?
That's Deconstructed at theintercept.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Acast
recommends.